The Manhattan City Commission will hold a public hearing Tuesday before it finalizes the 2026 budget. The plan calls for a $1.35 million increase, raising the rate to $54.459 and boosting property taxes about 7.7% for the average homeowner. The $244 million budget includes cost of living raises for city employees, utility rate hikes, and $40.7 million in total tax collections, about $2.5 million more than last year. Commissioners will also consider a rezoning request for property at 300 North 11th Street and 1020 Leavenworth, as well as an amended agreement for a housing project at 716 Morrow after the developer increased the number of units and raised the cost of the total project. The meeting begins at 6 o'clock tomorrow night at City Hall. If you've driven down Poyntz Avenue lately, chances are you've noticed a large development going up on the site of the former Commerce Bank building. The Hartford, an 80,000 square foot building, was designed by Hutton Development, which was approached by bank officials 2 years ago after learning one of their tenants was moving out of the now demolished building. Hutton President Kyle Blaisdell.
The original goal and intent was, how do we renovate the existing building, keep it there? And so we spent months, 2 or 3 months really going through that, and then figured out, I sat back down with the executives at Commerce and we're like, you guys can't even give us this building and us turn it back into something that's just not financially feasible to renovate the existing building.
He says the project is designed to meet Manhattan's housing and commercial needs while also revitalizing the city's core.
We could have just done all housing, but we need more space in downtown to be able to have restaurants or other places where people can work one place, entertain and enjoy somewhere else, and then live close by. We want walkable neighborhoods. And so the blend of how we came up with the commercial space and the residential really is intended to, how do we help people live, work, and play in areas that they can enjoy.
Commerce Bank will occupy at least one of the ground floor commercial spaces. The project is expected to be finished by mid-2026. Junction City Police are investigating a string of tire slashings reported in several neighborhoods over the past week. The incidents occurred between September 7th and September 13th, mostly in the 200 to 400 blocks of West 5th and West 6th Streets, though police say other nearby areas have also been targeted. Officers say they've responded to a number of calls and are gathering evidence as the investigation continues. They're urging residents to check their vehicles for damage, review any security camera footage, and report suspicious activity to police. Tips can also be submitted anonymously through Geary County Crime Stoppers. The phone number there, 785-762-8477. The Heart of America Alzheimer's Association is preparing for its biggest fundraiser next month. Walk manager Margaret Hayden says the Walk to End Alzheimer's will feature some special guests this year.
We are very excited to announce the Disney princesses will be back at our walk. Thanks to my event day committee for that wonderful, wonderful gift.
Hayden describes some of the potential symptoms of Alzheimer's disease and what to look for in loved ones.
The inability to recall familiar words. It can be starting to talk in a sentence and just dropping off or going a different direction.
The walk begins at 10:30 on October 20th at City Park. You can find more information at actalz.org. The Kansas School for the Deaf is struggling to hire fully qualified teachers with just 165 licensed deaf education specialists statewide out of 36,000 teachers. According to the Kansas Reflector, a state task force says Kansas lacks a bachelor's program in deaf education, which has forced students to leave the state for training. Parents and educators also point to low salaries and complex licensing rules as barriers. Some members are urging tuition subsidies, stipends for out-of-state student teachers, or new certificate programs. The task force will recommend reforms to the State Board of Education.
Getting ready to step into your career era? Set yourself apart with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Hone your skills with apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and more, powered with the latest in creative AI. Students save over 55% so you can build a portfolio you're proud of. Launch your future with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Visit adobe.com/students to learn more.
Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. It's running the world on smarter energy. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. Despite a strong push early in the second half, K-State's woes continued Friday night as they suffered a 23-17 loss to Arizona in Tucson.
We did not win the line of scrimmage today, and that was the biggest thing that I saw. Didn't play good enough in the first half and kind of hung around, then made some plays in the second half to get the thing tied and see some life and some resolve. But then same thing, we can't get off the field on defense and we can't sustain any drives on offense.
Chris Kleiman's K-State squad heads into an off week with a 1-3 mark, the worst start since 1989, Bill Snyder's first year in Manhattan. The Cats will host UCF at home on the 27th. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley led the Philadelphia Eagles past the Chiefs yesterday at Arrowhead 20-17 in a Super Bowl rematch. The two each had touchdown runs, while Andrew Makuba's fourth quarter interception of Patrick Mahomes helped to deliver the win. Philadelphia has now won 7 straight and moved to 17-1 over the past 18. The Chiefs are 0-2 for the first time since 2014, the last time they failed to make the playoffs. Salvador Perez homer for the third time in 2 games. The Royals salvaging the final game of their series in Philadelphia, 10-3. Kansas City will host Seattle starting in a series tomorrow night, one that will likely determine Kansas City's postseason. They begin today sitting 6 back of the Astros for the final AL wildcard slot. Have a good day. I'm Troy Coverdale.